Hi everyone, let's correct workbook page 154 where you had to do problem solving. Number 1 would have been 5 cards. This is page 154 in your workbook. Number 2, 24 stamps. 3, 24 seats. 4 is yes. 5 is half of a sheet, half sheet. 6 is 18. Today we're doing lesson 12.12, which is more story problems, and we're going to look at today numbers 2 through 16, and we're only doing the evens today. So you need a piece of paper and turn to workbook or textbook page 408, and we're going to look at number 2 through 16, only the evens today. Okay, number 2. Sue baked 2 cakes of the same size. She cut one cake into tenths and the other into twelfths. Which cake had A, more pieces, and B, larger pieces? So this is talking about what size of a piece. If it was your favorite cake, what would be what you would get to serve at a party? How many more pieces would you get? And if it was your favorite and you wanted a lot of it, which one would be the larger piece? So which one had more pieces? If she cut one cake into tenths and one cake into twelfths. So let's see here. These would be pretty small. See if I can even do it here. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're not exactly even, but it's a little bit tricky. And then this one is going to be twelfths. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? So you could show a picture of it and you could see, represent, it's really hard to see, but having twelfths, and this is tenths, the larger pieces would be the tenths because there's less of them. So B would be tenths, and A, part A, which can have more pieces, the twelfths. Okay, number 4. We're only doing the evens today. Number 4. 10 fruit pies were sold. 5 of them were apple. What fractional part was apple? So we had 10 pies total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pies total. 5 of them were apple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 were apple. So you had 10 pies total, and 5 of those 10 were apple. So 5/10 is your answer, and we can reduce that fraction. Remember, we can look at our fraction strips to reduce to the simplest form, or we can do it mathematically by looking at the common factors. So let's look at the common factors first. So remember, to find the common factors, you think what 2 numbers multiplied together gets you that number, gets you 5. Well, for 5, it's only 1 and 5 itself. And for 10, there are a couple. There's always 1 and the number, so 1 and 10. And there's 2 other numbers multiplied together. 2 times 5 gets you 10. So you look at the common factor, and there's the 5. So each can be divided by 5. So if you say 5 divided by 5 equals 1, and 10 divided by 5 would be 2. So your simplest form for 5/10 would be 1/2. And you can look at that on your fraction strips also. Okay, let's go to number 6. Miss DeFurio cut a pie into 8 pieces. She served 5 pieces. How does she have more or less than half the pie left? So let's think about it. We can draw a picture of it, or we can just think, if she cut a pie into 8 pieces, what is half of 8? What is half of 8? Or 8 divided by 2 would give you 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8, so that's half. So it says she served 5 of the pieces. So is 5 more than 4 or less than 4? Because 4 is our half. Because of 4, or the 5 is more than 4, so she served, how much pieces are left? So she served more than half, so she has less than half left. Less than half. We can look at the picture, we can just think about it like we just did. Let's also look at the picture. She put it into 8 pieces. So there's 4, and then I'm going to do it those 4 pieces in half. So there's 8, and she served 5 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see this much she has left, so it's less than half. Okay, let's go. Oh, this was number 6. I'm sorry. This was 6. Let's go to 8. Joe baked 1 tray of rolls. Drew baked 2 trays of rolls. So they have 1 hole and then 2 more holes. Ed baked 2/3, so less than a whole, of rolls. How many rolls did they bake altogether? So you just add them in all. How many did they have in all? So they had 1 plus 2 plus 2/3. We're going to add all of those. So let's add your whole numbers. 1, 2, plus 2 is 3. And then your fractions, 2/3. So they had 3 2/3 trays. Let's label it trays. Okay, let's go. Turn to the next page, number 10. Yvonne, Kurt, and Joel each baked bread. Joel's bread rose less than Yvonne's. Joel's bread rose more than Kurt's. If the tallest loaf rose 7 1/4 inch, whose loaf was the tallest? Okay, so you just really have to think about this. Let's draw a picture of it. So Yvonne, and then there was Kurt, and there was Joel. Okay, so they each made bread. This is number 10. It says Joel's bread rose less than Yvonne's. So we know Yvonne's was going to be larger than Joel's. Okay? So let's kind of dash it over. Joel's was less. Kurt's and Joel's rose more than Kurt's. So Kurt's was even smaller than Joel's. Here's Kurt's, and here's Joel's. So whose bread was the tallest? Yvonne's. That's the answer for number 10, Yvonne. Okay, number 12. Ron gave 1/2 of his 12 cookies away. He ate 1/2 of them, and he ate 1/2 of what was left. So, okay, let's think about this. So Ron gave 1/2 of his cookies away. So this is number 12. And we want 1/2. He gave half of 12 because he had 12 away, 12 cookies. So he gave half of 12 away. So remember, we say 12 divided by 2. We have 12 and we're dividing it into 2 groups. That would be 6. The next part says, number 12. And then he ate 1/2 of what was left. So then we want 1/2 of 6. So it's 6 divided by 2. You have 6 total, and you want to put 3 in that 2 in each group, or 2 groups. So you would have 3 in each group. So you would have 3 cookies. Okay. Number 14. Miss Murphy cut a cake into 12 equal pieces. Each guest ate 1 piece. Altogether, they ate 1/3 of the cake. All right, let's figure that out. So she cut it into 12 pieces, and they ate 1/3 of it. So 1/3 of 12. Just like we did in the last problem, and this is 14. 12 divided by 3 gives you 4. Okay? So altogether they ate 1/3. How many guests were there? So every guest had a piece, it said earlier. They had 12 pieces. So they ate 4 of it because they ate 1/3. 1/3 of the 12 was 4 pieces. They had 12 pieces altogether. They ate 4 of them. So 12 minus 4 would be 8. So what part of the cake was not eaten? They had 12 total. They ate 4 of them, and 8 were left. So 8 was left, and the whole was 12. So 8/12 was left, and we can reduce that to a simplest form. We can look at our fraction strips, or we can do it by using common factors. You know how to use the fraction strip, so I'm going to review finding the common factors with you again. So it's always 1 in the number itself, 1 and 8, and there are a couple more numbers times each other that can give you 8. So 2 times 4 also gives you 8. So 1, 2, 4, and 8 are the factors for 8. Let's do it for 12. Always the 1 and the number itself are factors. So 1 and 12. Remember, if you only have 1 as the common factor, it's already in the simplest form, because if you divided it by 1, you'd get the same answer. So 2 times something also gives you 12. 2 times 6 gives you 12. And there are 2 more numbers multiplied together that will equal 12. 3 times 4. So 3 and 4 are your factors. Okay, you go through. Remember, we said 1. There are 2, not 3, but 4. And you always want to go with your largest number that you have in common, the largest factor. So the largest factor is 4. So you're going to divide each of those by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 2/3 is left. You could also think about it as 1/3, where they already told you at the beginning of the question that 1/3 was eaten, right? So if 1/3 was gone, to make up the whole cake, you would still need the 2/3. So 2/3 is left. Okay, let's do the last one, 16. Number 16, you have to look at the little chart that's next to it. The directions say the graph shows the results of a survey of 8 students. Use the graph for problems 15 and 16. You can do 15 if you want, but I'm only requiring that you probably look at number 16, so let's look at that one together. Number 16 says, how many more students like white bread than rye? So let's look and see. And you can see at the chart in the green, the shaded green, it says white bread 2/8 like white. So 2/8. And we're going to subtract because we know how many more it said. How many more students? That means you're going to subtract. Those words give you the clue that I need to subtract. Then rye bread. So let's look at the rye number. Rye is shaded in the yellowish color and it's 1/8. So 2/8 minus 1/8. Remember, when we add or subtract with like denominators, we keep it the same. We carry it over and subtract the numerators. 2 minus 1 is 1. So 1/8 more like white bread. Okay. At the end of this video, you have to, for your assignment today, you're doing the workbook page on, I think it's 155. Let me double check. Page, yes, 155. So that's your assignment today, to do page 155. Tomorrow and the rest of the week, I will not be posting more videos for math this week because Tuesday and Wednesday Wednesday and Thursday you're doing your math tests. So you have both those days to get it done and sent back to me by Friday morning. And on Friday morning, you're just having some Khan Academy review stuff like multiplication. So I won't post any more videos this week. So right now I'm going to give you the answers for your workbook page. So you can pause it and restart the video after you have your workbook page completed. So page 155. Okay. Here are the answers for workbook page 155. So pause it, do those, and then come back and check it. Number 1 on page 155 would be 10 pieces. 2, 26 cars. 4, 14 people. 6, 4 guests. 8, 14 clogged showers. So, sorry, I went out of order, but that's okay. Number 3, 6/9 would be less than 7/9, so it's Hank. Number 5 would be Marcel. Number 7, 2 play golf and 6 play tennis. And number 9, 50 minutes. Okay, so Tuesday and Thursday, look for that math test to be attached in your assignments on SchoolSpeak so you can print it out and complete that. So I will see you. Bye-bye.